So, Jed, looking forward, where do you see the media landscape over the next 3 to 5 years? What are some predictions?
Well, I like to tell young people, which we have lots of in the agency, that it's a great time to be in media because it's so dynamic and there are so many changes and it's hard to predict. But again, I was a student of history when I first got out of school. I didn't think I was going to come and work in media for 5 years, let alone over 20 years. And so to me, just personally, I think it's a great time to be in this industry, and there's so much change, there's so much technology that as long as you're not totally set in your ways, I think you can have a great career in this space, and you're going to learn a lot, and it's so topical. The devices that people are using every day are how we're trying to reach consumers, whether it's a tablet, whether it's a mobile phone. These are devices that largely didn't exist, 10 or 15 years ago, which if you're a millennial today, it's hard to fathom. But for you and I, we remember a time before Blackberries and other things, let alone iPhones and all the technology we have at our disposal today. So my first prediction isn't a big, bold one. It's just more change, more disruption, more innovation, which I think is great. It's great for consumers. As an agency and on behalf of our advertisers, I think it's great because there's new ways to reach people and communicate with people. At the ANA a few weeks ago, they talked about how brands are co-creating with their customers in a way that they couldn't before because they have so much feedback, back and forth to develop new products and services that it really is ushering in a new era rather than me developing a product in secret and bringing it out to you. We're getting ideas from our customers, and that's true for brands, and that's true for advertising as well in terms of new ways to reach people and connect with people. So I think that's a great trend to keep your eye on. The technology enhancements, you never know what new Square thing will come out that's going to revolutionize our world. The other day I was reading about Square payments for email, where literally all I have to do is email you, and I could pay you back for splitting a check at lunch or doing something like that. And it's truly mind-boggling that you can do that, and it's safe that that there's protections in there so that I can email you $30 and then you have it, and boom, we're all square. That's fascinating to me. And again, that service didn't exist a few weeks ago, let alone a few years ago. So I think more change. I think the most important thing is for people to be adaptable and to really be open to what some of the change is. Some of those things are great and new, and some of them don't catch on. I mean, how many devices are still fighting for critical mass? So we look a lot at what devices are being deployed by consumers and used. And it's years and years ago, Nielsen had a report called the Home Technology Report, and I'm dating myself. I remember when they came out with that report. It's still relevant. It's still I still ask about it. We still use it. We look at it because it's still an inventory of what people have in their homes, and people have so many more devices in their homes. There's so many new ways to use those technologies to reach them. So to me, it's really all about change and technology. And I think, I don't know that 2014 is going to be the year of mobile because we've been talking about the year of mobile for several years, but I feel like there really is much more of a critical mass around tablets and portable devices that I think that from an advertising point of view, we're going to be more successful with that in the coming year.
What is your definition of television?
Well, I take a pretty broad view. To me, it's really video, and it's really, we look at things from a, platform neutral kind of point of view, and video is video. A lot of times I'll say the word television, but I don't think I've even realized that I just mean video. And again, whether you're getting it on a big screen TV, whether you're getting it on a computer, whether you're getting it on a tablet or a portable device, it's amazing to me how much video is consumed. Here in New York, I was sitting on the train the other day, and someone was watching The Daily Show on his, Samsung smartphone on the whole show, not like clips. He was watching the whole thing during the the 20-minute commute that we were coming into Manhattan, and I was just like, wow, like people, it's just fascinating. You couldn't do that a few years ago. The technology didn't exist. It wasn't good enough quality, but now people are doing that. So to me, video is video.
So he was watching television.
He was watching television on the C train.
So you majored in history in college, and I was an art major.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say to a kid in college nowadays who's majoring in humanities or physics or really anything? Is there a place for them in the media business, and how can they get there?
I think absolutely. I mean, I think the most important thing to me, something my dad always used to tell me is, and it's not always true for everybody, but I think it's great, is to have a broad liberal arts background is a really helpful thing. If you happen to be an engineering student or a math student, then that's fine. Obviously, if you've got the aptitude and the desire to do that, I think you're going to have plenty of career opportunities in the future. But I think there'll always be room for liberal arts, humanities people, because that's just a piece of what you need to succeed, is the curiosity factor, it's being inquisitive, it's asking the right questions, it's following through. I think there's plenty of room. I don't think research people are going away. I don't think sales people are going away. I think there's room in business for lots of types of people. And so, if you do that and then you do other things that lead you to the media business, I think you can have a great career. And to me, it's always about learning and growing. And so as you are doing that, if you can take internships and understand what it's like to work at a video production company, or what it's like to work at an advertising agency, or what it's like to work at a vendor, these are all components of this space that'll be here for a while. And they'll have different technical names, but we're going to be creating media for some time, and we're going to be buying and selling it for some time. And I think there's still a very bright future for people if they have the right attitude and roll up their sleeves. And the future is very bright in that regard.